Okay. What is up, guys? Jedi number 1. And today we are going to be talking about a little mini history. It will be the Eagles and Buccaneers and why the Eagles have been playing the Buccaneers recently. A bunch of times, as they should have. Which is kind of accurate. But first, let's... Matter of fact, we're not going to do any baseball, but usually I would do baseball and stuff first, like I have in my other videos. But in addition, we're not going to do that right now. But the Pirates did lose. They lost 1-0, and the Phillies won against the Yankees 12-5. They're still in second place. And yes, I got my Phillies hat on while I'm doing an Eagles review versus the Buccaneers. Well, mini history review between the two teams. So let's get started. So again, as you already know, the Eagles, they will play the Buccaneers on Sunday, September 28th of the 2025 NFL season at 1:00 p.m. Eastern. Well, the game may change depending on how the game really is, or so they might change. I don't know, but the game will be played at Raymond James Stadium and broadcasted on Fox. Should be on CBS. I feel like all NFL games should be on CBS. And yeah, this is the game. You can buy tickets if you want right here. But yeah, September 28th at 1:00 p.m. And yet again, this battle is in Tampa Bay for the 5th straight time this NFL season. So, to say why this is the 5th time, well, since the 2022 era and the playoffs of the 2021 era, which happened in 2022, they played in Tampa Bay 4 straight times. This will be their 5th straight time since then. The Eagles are also have won just 1 game in the 6 of the last battles that they have with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, which is, I mean, if you're a Philly fan that's also watching this, I'm pretty sure you do not have any answers of why they keep losing to the Buccaneers. I don't even know myself. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers lead the series 3-11, as you probably saw when I clicked onto this little web tab right here. And, well, you look at their home turf. The Buccaneers are, whenever this thing loads. Okay, they're 7-5 at home versus the Eagles, and then the Eagles turf, they are 6-6. As you already know, Todd Bowles used to be on the Eagles, and he's a head coach of the Buccaneers, so he absolutely knows how the Eagles segment is since he's been on there in the past. So they gotta figure out how to get past that Todd Bowles migration with the Buccaneers, because they're losing right now badly. And again, and we'll also hook up Jalen Hurts' record. While I keep saying we, I will hook up Jalen Hurts' record and to show you guys what his record is against these Buccaneers. But let's also see why the Eagles keep playing the Buccaneers, and they might actually meet in the playoffs yet again. Last year they did not meet in the playoffs. They could have if the Buccaneers went further, but they did not. So, let's go here to the NFC side. Eagles were in first place. Of course, they got the Buccaneers because if you look here in the process, or wait a second. Okay, so this is the next year's playoff schedule. Now, honestly, an AFC North team at Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia, PA. Wait, so let me get this straight. So you don't play at each other's... Oh, wait, no, because the Steelers, they're playing the Seahawks at home. Are they? Let me actually look at the Steelers record. I mean, Steelers schedule. So the Steelers... Oh, okay. Yeah, the Seahawks is there. Because the Steelers and the Seahawks in their division, they were in second place in their division, the NFC West, and the Steelers were in their... Okay. I thought that they will be able to play in... So that the Steelers and the Eagles like finish in a spot in each other divisions, then they will... This will most likely be at Lincoln Financial Field again. That's crazy. Okay. That is actually crazy, though. That is actually crazy, but... what is new? The Steelers coming to the Eagles. But, let's go here. Let me see their current schedule now. I'm trying to see why is it... Well, the next time the Buccaneers will play the Eagles is 2027 in Philadelphia, as you can see right here in the process. So this is, I'm just going like deep into the future right now in the process. This is 2027 actually, the 2027 season, which is yet to appear. But as you look into the 2026, so NFC South. Oh, okay, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, so the NFC South. Alright, so this is next season. So status shows that if the Buccaneers play the Eagles again, depending on their division, they will play in Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. But if somebody in the NFC, if one of the teams in the NFC North, they will play in... The Eagles will go play at their home turf. Okay, so that's how it happened. Okay. So the Buccaneers, a possibility, can play at Lincoln Financial Field if that actually happens. Which was kind of interesting, but it doesn't even matter now. So okay, so hopefully the Buccaneers can play the Eagles in Lincoln Financial Field. They haven't done so since 2021, and they're about to like do it. Well, they're about to actually play in Tampa Bay for the 5th time in the span of a decade. But as you all know, the Eagles got the Bills. They got the Bills because the Bills were in the first place of their division, so they can play them for an interconference. And they got the Buccaneers, because the Buccaneers played them for... Well, they played them last year as well in Tampa Bay, but then they got them again in Tampa Bay as well. So I guess it is what it is with the schedule. I mean, if we click on the Eagles schedule, where's the... Alright, so your Super Bowl champions yet again will have the Bengals, the Browns, the Jets. They got the Cowboys, which I dislike this matchup for a week 1 matchup, I should say. I would have recommended the Rams or the Commanders, which they play December 20th. And then they got them again January 4th, which is next year this season. They got the Buffalo Bills on December 28th in Buffalo. So I'm kind of stoked for that. But their preseason looked good. Looks pretty sharp. They got the Jets since 2021. They got the Browns since 2023. And they haven't played the Bengals in a little bit. Well, they did in the regular season, but not for a preseason. So this should be interesting. Shedeur Sanders trying to make his first start in the NFL for the Browns. So then you got the Chiefs, September 14th. Honestly, this should have been later during the season, or a week 3. But they got week 2, so they're trying to make things tricky for the Eagles. And then they got the Broncos on October 5th, which is my birthday. I might actually go to this Eagles game. And then they got the Giants, which it looks like a Thursday night football game. Yeah, it is. And then they have the Vikings on October 19th in Minnesota. And then they're away against the Packers. So, all of this was last year's. But this should be fun for the Eagles. Should be fun. So the Steelers. Sorry that I'm putting Steelers reference in here. Just want to look at their schedule. So the Steelers, again, like I showed yesterday, they're playing the Buccaneers and the Panthers, 2 teams from the NFC South. They're playing them this preseason. They got Jacksonville. Jacksonville kind of goes rough with Pittsburgh half the time. But we're not going. I'll probably make a history video on these 2 teams, of the rivalry between these 2 teams, I should say. Probably in the near future. They got the Jets week 1. Justin Fields is hurt, so we're not sure. Well, yeah, we fans are not sure if Justin Fields is going to play. And then they got the Seahawks at home again for the 2nd straight time. And then I got the Patriots week 3. And but yeah, that's kind of going to be it for their schedule. They can try to win their division. They got the Packers October 26th. I'm a little stoked for that because they're supposed to be wearing their new outfits. Then they got the Vikings. This is going to be a game in Ireland. And then they're home for the Browns. This is basically a home game for the Steelers, but it is what it is. A home game in Ireland. But I'm kind of a little bit more stoked for the Ravens and the Steelers. Who doesn't like a Steelers and Ravens rivalry? If you know who I mean. What I mean. Oh, I don't know what I'm saying right now. But yeah, I'm kind of stoked for the Ravens and Steelers and the Packers and Steelers game. I'm kind of stoked for this preseason as well. Especially Steelers and Panthers. They haven't played the Panthers in a little bit. And that's kind of it for the Steelers. But yeah, the Buccaneers and the Eagles. Actually, matter of fact, let me show you Jalen Hurts' stats versus his career versus the Buccaneers. Okay, so Jalen Hurts. Okay, I waiting for this thing to stop loading so it can. This little thing right here has to. I'm kind of lagging right now. My apologies. But anyway, I'll just read what's here right now. So, excuse me. Jalen Hurts has a career record of 1-4 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in both regular season and playoff games. He is 1-3 in the regular season, and he's actually 0-2 in the playoffs versus the Buccaneers. He lost to a Tom Brady team, and he lost to a Baker Mayfield team. But yeah, overall he's 1-4 against the Buccaneers. Will he go 2-4? Will he go 1-5? Not sure. He's also been sacked 14 times against the Buccaneers, which is still okay, but it's still not good. And to go here, their playoff predictions and history. Like I said a little earlier, the Eagles have lost the last 6 encounters against the Buccaneers, and the Buccaneers have a dominant over that in the process. So, but the only thing that is in the question is, can the Eagles beat the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay, Florida in Week 4 of the 2025 season? Buccaneers, like I said, for the consecutive time, they have won 6 games versus Philly, with most of them being in Tampa Bay in the last 7 games. And also, to show you guys again what I'm talking about, they haven't started their little journey to beating the Eagles for the 6th straight time out of one game since 2015. So all of this started 2015, and then here we are today. So, the last time the Buccaneers won 3 back-to-back games versus Philly was the 03 era and the 06 era. But in the addition, in real time, they went on a 4-game win streak, 2015 to 2022. Then the Eagles snapped it around 2023. They also have played in 6 playoff games dating back to 1979, and again it was in Tampa Bay. So 4 wild cards, 1 divisional round, and 1 NFC Conference Championship. So, and to exact to this, the Buccaneers had the Eagles in the corner. The only thing the Eagles really had to overcome is the Buccaneers. That's what I really hope they do this season. Like the Buccaneers, they have not really been able to prove to the Buccaneers that they have the good exclusive advantage over them. I mean, they did in 2023, but they've still got vanquished in the last 2 games prior to that. But yeah, this is Jalen Hurts' record versus the Buccaneers. Hopefully they can try to get this win and just cut in, slice and dice in this little cake right here with these wins of the Buccaneers. The last time the Eagles were on a win streak against the Buccaneers really was 2009 to 2013. And then the Buccaneers again just went on a speed dash run like Sonic the Hedgehog. And yeah, here we are today. The Eagles were kind of the killers against the Buccaneers until 2003. And yeah. So the Eagles, they got two things that I kind of want them to do this season. I kind of want them to beat the Cowboys. I want them to sweep the Cowboys. And then I want them to beat the Buccaneers. And I kind of want them to... What else I want them to do? I think that's two things I want them to do. I want them to sweep the Cowboys again. I also want them to beat the Buccaneers. So... I also want them to have a winning record and make the playoffs. That's all I want them to do. That's four things I want them to do. Have a good record, make the playoffs, sweep the Cowboys, and beat the Buccaneers. If they can't do that, then I don't know, man. But as your host, the Jedi's out. This might have been a little cringy, little mini history, but it is what it is. As your host, the Jedi is out. Peace out.